The decision to fire Jimmy Kimmel and to cancel his show came from executives at ABC. That has now been reported, and I can assure you it did not come from the White House, and there was no pressure given from the President of the United States. And how
to focus on? I'll tell you what he's focused on. Shower head.
You wash your hands, and in my case, I like to take a nice shower to take care of my beautiful hair. I have to stand under the shower for 15 minutes till it gets wet. It comes out drip, drip, drip. It's ridiculous.
The question is that who forced ABC News to fire Jimmy Kimmel? According to White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt, the decision to cancel Jimmy Kimmel's show was made entirely by ABC executives, not the White House. But Jimmy Kimmel didn't work for anyone. He trashed Trump.
It's all over the place. Look at China. Over the past 48 hours, the tariffs he put on China have gone from 20% to 104% to now he says at least 145%. He's just calling out numbers like he's working a bingo hopper or something. There's no plan.
A bingo hopper, perhaps the most fitting metaphor for what passes as American economic policy these days. When a reporter pressed Karoline Leavitt for answers, the very person whose job it is to explain the administration's plan to the public, what followed said everything without actually saying anything at all.
I'm sorry, have you ever paid a tariff? Because I have. They don't get charged on foreign companies, they get charged on the importers.
And ultimately, when we have fair and balanced trade, which the American people have not seen in decades, as I said at the beginning, revenues will stay here, wages will go up, and our country will be made wealthy again. And I think it's insulting that you're trying to test my knowledge of economics and the decisions that this president has made. I'm now regret giving a question to the Associated Press.
She openly admitted regretting taking a question from the Associated Press, as if being asked to explain the president's own policy was somehow an ambush. Testing the press secretary's knowledge of economics at a White House press briefing where her entire job is to answer exactly those kinds of questions should not be a controversial act. Yet that clip spread across the internet almost instantly, and it's not hard to see why. There is a particular art to sounding confident while saying absolutely nothing, and she has clearly perfected it. And now, in what may be the strangest sentence required of anyone covering American politics in 2025, we have to talk about the garbage bags.
I mean, just yesterday, there's this video of what seemed to be garbage bags being thrown out of the window of the Lincoln bedroom. That's the White House. The official response from the White House said it was maintenance work being done while Trump was off on one of his many golf weekends. But Trump is even contradicting his own White House now.
There's a video that is circulating online now of the White House where a window is open to the residence upstairs and somebody is throwing a big bag out the window. Have you seen this?
No, that's probably AI generated.
Probably AI generated. Garbage bags flying out of the Lincoln bedroom. And the man's first instinct is deep fake. Not let me check. Not I'll look into it. Just AI. Done. Case closed. That's the cognitive firewall we're working with. Meanwhile, Trump decided this was the right moment to lecture the United States military on physical fitness. The generals who do PT at 5 a.m. Trump, who once reportedly avoided military service citing bone spurs, wanted to talk about fitness. Kimmel had thoughts.
Donald Trump actually said our new military will bring back new focus on fitness. I love the idea that Trump is lecturing these guys on fitness. I mean, if that isn't the fondue pot calling the kettle fat, I don't know what is. Listen up, generals. I want to make something very clear. The Pillsbury Dough president wants you to do Pilates. The only push-ups Donald Trump does are from the side of an ice cream truck. If you get so fat you start breaking escalators, you are unfit to serve in the military.
I mean, what is Trump focused on when he's not redefining military fitness standards? Glad you asked.
But what does he focus on? I'll tell you what he's focused on. Shower heads.
You wash your hands, and in my case, I like to take a nice shower to take care of my beautiful hair. I have to stand under the shower for 15 minutes till it gets wet. It comes out drip, drip, drip. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it comes out drip, drip, drip. I believe that's how Stormy described it too, right?
I mean, he's not wrong. Moving on. Here's where things get genuinely uncomfortable to watch, because it's one thing to have a 28-year-old press secretary fielding impossible questions every day. It's another thing entirely when her own boss goes on stage and says this about her.
Isn't she great? Is Karoline great? You know, when she goes on television, Fox, they dominate. They dominate when she gets up there with that beautiful face and
Okay, that's already a choice, but then he kept going.
Face and those lips that don't stop, up, like a little machine gun.
That is the exact wording he chose on stage about his 28-year-old employee. And here's where it gets layered, because Karoline hasn't exactly kept her distance either. She posted a montage online calling Trump Daddy, set to Usher's Hey Daddy. She traveled with him to Scotland, golf cart photos, side-by-side shots, and almost no sign of her husband, who is 32 years older than she is, anywhere on her feed during that trip. Her wardrobe has shifted too since she took this job. Older cuts, muted colors, conservative silhouettes. Like she's dressing for a different era or a specific audience of one. I'll let you decide what to make of all that. Jimmy Kimmel lit into the whole operation. The response from the White House? Send Karoline Leavitt to the podium to say Kimmel was fired for lying.
The decision to fire Jimmy Kimmel and to cancel his show came from executives at ABC. That has now been reported, and I can assure you it did not come from the White House, and there was no pressure given from the President of the United States. And how do I know that, Kaylee? Because I was with the President of the United States when this news broke in the United Kingdom. We were enjoying the beautiful and spectacular state visit that was put forth by the royal family and the Prime Minister of the UK, Keir Starmer. And I actually brought this news to President Trump's attention. He had no idea this was happening. It was a decision that was made by ABC because Jimmy Kimmel chose to knowingly lie to his audience on his program about the death of a highly respected man when our country is in a state of mourning.
Take a moment to consider what was actually happening there. The official press secretary of the United States government was standing at the White House podium on behalf of the most powerful office in the world to go to battle against a late-night comedian. Not a foreign threat, not a national emergency, a man whose job is to make people laugh before they go to bed. And yet there she was. Trump, for his part, could not let it go either. He reportedly appeared on a morning news program visibly agitated, calling Kimmel a loser, praising Karoline as a star, complimenting her looks, and declaring the whole situation a disgrace. A sitting president using his platform to defend his press secretary's lips on morning television. Let that sink in. And here's the thing, none of this is random. The tariff chaos, the garbage bags, the fitness lecture from a man who has never seen the inside of a gym, the inappropriate comments about a young employee, the all-out war with a comedian. It is not just noise. It is a carefully constructed distraction, whether intentional or not. It pulls your attention toward the absurd so that your eyes stay off what actually matters. The real question was never whether any of this is embarrassing. It obviously is. The real question is this. What is quietly happening in the background while everyone is busy debating machine gun mouths and showerhead water pressure? That is worth thinking about.